Step into a world where the sky wears a veil of charcoal silk and the earth breathes in the cool, refreshing scent of a spring downpour. Here, the vibrant colors of the cottage garden do not fade under the clouds. Instead, they glow with a deep, liquid intensity. We wander together through this private sanctuary, where the rhythmic patter of raindrops on petals creates a melody of pure silver. From a distance, the eye is drawn to the soft mint hue of the spruce side table standing resolutely in the rain. It sits tucked away, a silent witness to the changing weather, its surface beaded with perfect crystal spheres of water. The deep gray sky above acts as a softbox, making the painted wood appear more vivid against the dark, wet soil. I pause at the edge of the clearing, watching how the shadowless light honors every clean line of its frame. It is a moment of absolute stillness amidst the falling droplets. Kneeling down upon the damp earth, I find myself leaning toward the glazed porcelain rain gauge. Its smooth, white surface is slick with moisture, slowly catching the sky's gift as the tulips nearby nod their heavy heads. The cool charcoal gray light makes the delicate measurement markings stand out with striking clarity. I trace the rim with a careful finger, feeling the chill of the spring awakening against my skin. There is a simple, honest beauty in watching the vessel fill, one drop at a time. Drifting slowly past the wrought iron rose arch, I feel the strength of the cold metal beneath the soft rain. The dark, intricate scrolls are polished to a high shine by the weather, framing the straight rows of tulips that stretch out beyond. I wander slowly, my shoulder nearly brushing the wet leaves of the climbers that cling to the frame. The flat lighting ensures that the deep green foliage and the iron silhouette remain sharp and saturated. Every step forward feels like a deeper immersion into this moody, romantic world. gaze rests upon the smooth riverstone drainage gully, where the rainwater finds its purposeful path. Each stone has been washed clean, revealing deep grays and subtle blues that only emerge when the sky is overcast. I lean slightly toward the texture, watching how the water slides over the rounded surfaces without a sound. The precision of the stonework mirrors the orderly rows of tulips nearby, creating a sense of manicured perfection. In this close view, the world is reduced to the rhythmic movement of water over solid ground. Looking across the lawn through a gap in the hedge, the hand-woven willow screen stands as a rustic guardian against the breeze. Its tight, clean weave looks darker and richer in the damp air, providing a textured backdrop for the bright tulip petals. I admire from afar how the screen breaks the mist, creating a pocket of calm for the more delicate blooms. The moody charcoal sky makes the natural wood tones feel warm and incredibly inviting. It is a boundary that does not isolate, but rather cradles the garden's peace. I find myself kneeling on the cool, pressed slate mosaic landing, feeling the patterns beneath my palms. The rain has turned the gray slate into a dark, shimmering mirror that reflects the vibrant saturation of the garden. I trace the clean, sharp edges of the mosaic pieces, marveling at how the water fills the tiny crevices. The shadowless lighting allows the intricate geometry of the stone to be the protagonist of the scene. It is a grounding experience, feeling the solid history of the earth while the sky remains fluid. Wandering slowly toward the dove-gray larch swing set, I watch it sway ever so slightly in the damp wind. The paint is pristine, free of any wear, standing out like a soft cloud against the deep, moody gray of the horizon. I step toward the seating nook, imagining the rhythm of the swing mimicking the steady pace of the rainfall. The flat light emphasizes the saturation of the nearby tulips, making their reds and yellows burn with a quiet fire. The garden feels lived in yet perfectly preserved, a sanctuary for the soul. My eyes focus intently on the hammered copper watering can, which sits forgotten but beautiful on a stone ledge. The raindrops strike the metal surface with a metallic ping, each impact leaving a temporary crown of water. I lean toward the texture, noticing how the high contrast lighting makes the hammered indentations cast deep, satisfying shadows. Even without the sun, the copper glows with an internal warmth that defies the cool charcoal sky. It is a small, functional treasure that has become a piece of garden art in the rain. Pausing at the far edge of the garden, I look across the space toward the red brick perimeter wall. The bricks have soaked up the moisture, turning a deep, rich crimson that contrasts beautifully with the flat gray sky. From this distance, the wall looks like a solid embrace, protecting the straight rows of tulips from the world beyond. The absence of harsh highlights allows the true, saturated color of the masonry to shine through. It provides a sense of permanence and history to this fleeting spring awakening. Reaching down to touch the sharp-edged basalt porch step, I feel the precision of the masonry under the falling rain. The dark stone is nearly black now, its surface smooth and cold, providing a clean threshold between the cottage and the garden. I observe the low blooms of the tulips nearby, their vibrant petals appearing even more intense against this dark anchor. The moody light hides nothing, revealing the pristine, pressure-washed quality of every corner. It is a place where the rain feels like a cleansing ritual for the home. Stepping further in, I drift past the pale blue ash picnic platform, its surface a sea of tiny, trembling puddles. The soft blue timber looks ethereal under the deep gray sky, a gentle pop of color in a landscape of greens and charcoals. I wander slowly, my gaze moving from the clean lines of the wood to the symmetrical tulips that stand in rank nearby. The rain seems to soften the air, making every movement feel purposeful and slow. This is the heart of the garden, where family memories wait for the clouds to part. My gaze rests upon the ceramic birdbath basin, which is now a perfectly still pond of captured rainwater. I lean toward the texture of the glaze, watching a single ripple expand outward as a new drop joins the collective. The ceramic is a deep, earthy tone that perfectly complements the high-contrast saturation of the garden's floral stars. The flat lighting ensures that the water's surface acts as a flawless mirror for the moody sky above. It is a small circle of peace, undisturbed by the world around it. Admiring from afar, the freshly scrubbed limestone pavers create a bright, clean path through the center of the garden. Even under the charcoal clouds, the limestone seems to hold a light of its own, leading the eye toward the distant hedges. I pause at the distance, noting how the rain has made the stone appear almost luminous against the dark, wet grass. The symmetrical rows of tulips line this path like silent sentinels in a vibrant parade. It is a masterclass in garden precision and natural charm combined. cool stone, I trace the texture of the low foliage near a boxwood hedge column. The leaves are small, tight, and packed with a deep, healthy green that the rain has only intensified. I look up at the column, marveling at its perfect, manicured shape against the soft gray backdrop of the spring sky. The lighting is perfectly flat, allowing every individual leaf to be seen without the distraction of glare. It stands as a testament to the care and attention this sanctuary receives every day. Turning toward the sage-painted cedar love seat, I find it waiting patiently under the gentle downpour. The green of the wood is so close to the color of the surrounding leaves that it feels like a natural extension of the garden itself. I step toward the seating nook, the sound of my footsteps muffled by the soft, damp earth. The rain-slicked surface of the cedar looks invitingly smooth, a place to sit and watch the tulips bloom in their straight, orderly rows. Here, the world feels balanced, quiet, and profoundly safe. Focus upon the enamel floral seed tins resting on a small outdoor shelf, their patterns bright and cheerful. I lean toward the texture of the enamel, watching how the raindrops slide off the smooth, rounded lids. The colors of the painted flowers on the tins compete with the real tulips for my attention in the high contrast light. Each tin is a promise of future beauty, kept safe and dry even as the garden drinks its fill. It is a tiny, intimate detail that speaks of the gardener's enduring love for this space. Catching a glimpse through the mist, the columnar cypress spire reaches toward the moody charcoal clouds. Its height provides a dramatic vertical element that breaks the horizontal lines of the tulip rows. I pause at the edge of the lawn, watching how the rain clings to the fine needles, turning the tree into a shimmering tower of silver. The deep saturation of the evergreen needles is breathtaking against the flat, shadowless sky. It is a landmark of the garden, a steady point of reference in the changing weather. I find myself kneeling at the granite cobble door threshold where the garden meets the home. Each stone is unique, rounded by time and now glistening with a layer of fresh spring rain. I trace the textures of the granite, feeling the variations in the stone that the flat light reveals so clearly. The dark gray tones of the cobbles anchor the vibrant colors of the nearby tulips, making them appear even more brilliant. This is the bridge between two worlds, both equally peaceful and full of charm. Drifting past the eggshell birch folding stool, I notice how it stands as a solitary figure near the flower beds. The pale, creamy color of the wood is a striking contrast to the deep, saturated reds of the straight tulip rose. I wander slowly, appreciative of the simplicity of the design and the pristine condition of the birch. The rain has made the wood look soft and matte under the heavy overcast sky. It is a portable piece of comfort, ready to be moved wherever the garden's beauty is most needed. Leaning toward the texture of the brass wind chime rods, I watch them hang perfectly still in the heavy, rain-laden air. The brass has a deep, golden luster that is amplified by the flat lighting of the spring awakening. I focus my gaze on the way the water droplets hang from the bottom of each rod, like golden pearls about to fall. The sound of the rain provides the only music today, a soft percussion against the metal. It is a moment of deep sensory focus, where the Looking across the garden from the back porch, the picket fence pickets create a rhythmic, white border against the green. The sharp, clean white of the wood makes the vibrant colors of the tulips pop with incredible intensity. I pause at the edge of the sheltered area, admiring how the fence frames the entire landscape like a living painting. The moody gray sky provides a dramatic backdrop that makes the garden feel like a hidden, precious secret. It is the quintessential image of cottage charm, perfected by the rain. Kneeling on the cool stone one last time, I reach toward the clean gravel percolation pit, where the rain finally returns to the earth. The small, varied stones are wet and dark, creating a beautiful mosaic of natural textures at the base of the garden. I observe the low blooms of the tulips as they sway in the final rhythm of the journey, their colors as vivid as a dream. The deep gray sky remains constant, a ceiling of calm that protects this sanctuary from the noise of the world. As the amber lanterns begin to glow more brightly in the dim light, the journey feels complete. May you find your way back to this quiet corner whenever your heart needs a place to rest, staying here in the garden's embrace forever.